Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Youngbees podcast brought to you by aidbees. Today, we have Samsidh Group of Schools and four students with us from Samsidh Group of Schools who've been working on this very interesting project about single-use plastic and how to decrease the usage of single-use plastic and make a much more sustainable world. The students have joined here with us. We have Yadavi, Prasanna, Raghavi, and Lahari. Welcome, all of you. Welcome to aidbees. Welcome to this podcast. Would you like to give us a quick introductions of yourselves?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Honorable President here. I'm Yadvi. I'm studying grade 8. I'm a member of Green Economic Club and I'm from Samsidh Group School, Rasipuram branch.
Great. Prasanna?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Prasanna. I'm from Samsidh International School, Narsipuram branch. I'm a member of the Green Economy Club.
Great. Raghavi?
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Raghavi from grade 9 and I'm a part of Green Economy Club since my 6th grade and I'm from Samsidh MLZS HSR.
Brilliant. Lahari, we're waiting to hear from you.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I'm Lahari Jadaprolu from Samsidh MLZS Hormao, currently studying in grade 9, and I'm a member of the Green Economy Group amongst the change makers.
That's brilliant. So I gather that all of you are from grade 9. So you all are at points where you are able to think very clearly of things in terms of sustainability, and the project has helped you so much about it. But before moving into the conversation of what this project is or how things are going about, I would like to know from maybe one of you or two of you about what single-use plastic is. Could you please tell us and the audience about single-use plastic?
Yes, sir, may I?
Yeah, please go ahead. Lahari.
Yes. Single-use plastics, as we know, is a polymer, is a plastic. Mostly under scientific terms, it's a thermoplastic, which is a weak plastic in general compared to other plastics. And this is used in our daily lives because it is easily moldable and it's more like easily accessible, inexpensive. And since that is the reason for the production of single-use plastic in many industries, and even in the street side vendors, we can see any garland makers, even they give us their flowers in a polythene bag. And mostly it is known as single-use plastic, as the name suggests, because it is used only once most of the time.
Okay, Prasanna, Raghavi, Yadavi, would you like to add something to that?
Yes, sir. So single-use plastics can cause many casual damages as land pollution, water pollution, as well as the air pollution, sir. So we are fighting the single-use plastics. It leads to cancer and also it spoil our future generation.
Okay.
So many animals are getting destroyed because of this plastic, sir.
Okay, so that's a very brief and nice description of how, because single-use plastic is also a part of our daily lives, so to speak, right? Single-use plastics are even things that we use as, disposable cups and plastic mugs and everything that comes into that picture, right? So it's rather more harmful in the sense that we're using it on a daily basis and on like a 24/7 basis kind of. So beginning with the personal initiatives that you must have taken after the school project. So tell me something about the school project of like how the single-use plastic project by Samsidh started with all of you and how it happened. Prasanna, would you like to go first?
Sure, sir. So I am a member of the Green Economy Club, and our motive is to alternate the things instead of just like completely taking use of the plastic. So we started off slowly. We started off doing projects by telling the students of our schools of how harmful it is, how harmful it can be for your health as well. So how it can cause some potential health issues. So we started off slowly because we want to make a big change for ourselves as well. So that's it.
There
Yes,
will
sir.
be a bigger change.
Yes, sir.
Raghavi,
We
would you
started
like to-
alternating the plastic usage by, for example, in daily life we use bottles, cutlery, utensils. So we started alternating these things with other alternations like stainless steel or wood. So yes,
Great,
we
great.
started taking up.
We'll talk about the project in detail further because I want to know what Raghavi, Yadavi, and Lahari have also been doing. So,
Yes.
Raghavi, what about your idea of this project brought to you by Samsidh and your school and the whole plastic usage agenda?
Yes, sir. So the basic motive of this project was to have a plastic-free environment around us. So we had held many campaigns and even presentations to teach our smaller grades about how harmful the plastic is. And our Eco Club teammates have shared many information about single-use plastic to the other changemaker clubs also. So we are all joining hands together to avoid single-use plastic.
That is really great. So, Yadavi, would you like to add your experience to it?
No, sir, nothing to add. That's it.
So, Lahari, also, I'd like to know from you what impact or how this plastic project has been for you.
Yes, sir. Because we were in the green economy group since the beginning of the academic year, it was always our motive to stop, pollution and usage of plastic in general, not single-use plastic. So we already were starting to find out ways to make our environment a safe place to live in. And what happened further is that we were introduced to the single-use plastic project, and it has been very explorative and a little bit less challenging because we were actually experienced in this since the beginning. And it is actually a really good experience. I'm very proud of my school. I'm very proud of my um, teammates, myself, and I'm also proud of aidbees who are trying to spread the awareness through students. So it's like everyone will get an inspiration that if students can do it, even we can do it. And thanks for giving us an opportunity to be a part of this merit.
Superb. That's brilliant of you how you've described it, and we're really glad that we could bring it all together. So, moving on to the next part of this conversation, could you all, in brief, tell me about your personal initiatives after the school introduced you to this project? As in, once the project must have been taken care of in the school as a large part, but after you moved on from that campaign, what personal initiatives you took in your life for raising awareness for plastic usage? Yadavi, will start with you.
Sir, yes, sir. So after my school introduced to avoid plastics, I started by searching some contents in Google, sir. And also I started reading some articles. Then I found many disadvantages of plastics. Then after knowing about all these things, I went to my neighbors and friends, and I also just delivered to them about these disadvantages of plastics. So we are using these plastics. We don't know these disadvantages, and it causes very damage for future generation also. So I have said very clearly about them. And also I have collected some plastic materials, not only single-use plastics. I have collected some plastic water bottles also, sir. So after collecting about all these things, I have given to my school management. So not only to my neighbors or friends, my relatives are in some other places. I have contacted them through mobile, and also I have instructed them to not use plastics.
That's really, really impressive how far you're trying to reach to also the people who are not physically around you, but they can help you through things like
Yes.
sending you all the bottles and sending you all the plastic materials. Really, really impressive.
Yes. Thank
Lahari, I would like to hear from you about your personal initiatives after the project.
Yes, sir. My personal initiative in the beginning was I made an awareness video trying to find out the reasons, the most simple reasons of because of which there is a lot of usage of the single-use plastic. And the motive of the video was that as soon as everyone gets an open mind about the concept, we can move further by explaining them what they can do instead. And so immediately our teammates and me, we ran into our every corner of the house trying to find out, okay, fine, there's single-use plastic here, how can I use it? Or yeah, how can I use it? Because if we replace it too, it's a hazard to the environment. And we also walked up to our parents, had an open discussion with them of what they were doing, and gathered a lot of inspiration to make up like very simple ideas.
So for the audience, could you list down some of the things that you might have found in the exploration in the house itself? What were the things that you found as single-use plastic objects?
Yes, most of the single-use plastics, well, I found was that in the kitchen, firstly, because we were not using a lot of plastic containers. If any plastic polythene bags or containers have come to the home, we use it to an extent, but since we know it's not a very strong material to use for a long time, we dispose it. That is one topic. Another, we also decided that when we are attending any occasion, like we are wrapping the gift with a gift wrapper which is used only once, because it is not very easy to remove it in a clean way.
So a lot of
And
things, essentially.
a lot of things, yeah.
Yeah. Raghavi, would you like to add your experience of personal initiatives to this conversation? How were your personal initiatives that you took?
Yes, sir. So I have taken many initiatives in promoting awareness about single-use plastic. I, along with my clubmates, took up the challenge to spread awareness through skits and role plays, also to make them easily understand about the harmful or the ill effects of plastic usage. So yeah, we started with many very small steps that can be taken by anyone. So yeah, small steps can make a very big difference in future. So yes, sir.
That's really inspiring. Prasanna, how about your initiatives that you started with?
Yes, so my initiative is that, so after we did this project in school, I came home, sir. So I just took a moment for myself to think about the things that we have been using, like what plastic usage is in our home. So I thought that we are using so much plastic in our house, which is like really very harmful for us. So first I started making a change in myself, so that seeing me, my siblings, they could see me and then start to change themselves. So after this, a lot of progress has been done in our house. Seeing me, my siblings started, my parents saw me, and then a change was done in our family. But then, like, only our family isn't like not enough to stop the usage of plastic. If we are following it, okay. But then what about the others? So what I've done is that I started doing campaigning, going from house to house in our neighborhood itself, because it's not really possible to go like out of outskirts in our the place we are living. So I started going from house to house and alerting them to stop the usage of plastic, because it is very harmful, and then telling them how it can have a huge impact on our life in the future upcoming days.
Interesting, very interesting. So coming on to my next question, we'll start with Raghavi maybe. How did your teachers and peers support you in this? How was the experience of your teachers and your school community being all around you? So could you talk about that?
Yes, sir. So my teachers and peers were really very supportive. They taught me some facts that I didn't know. So they taught me to use a fountain pen instead of plastic pens, which is a school initiative. And even in those times, like when we just started using fountain pens, there were cartridge usage. So even I was thinking that is also plastic. How can we reduce that? So my friends taught me that you can refill your cartridge with a syringe. So even these small steps, I learned it from my teachers and friends. And our teachers also suggested me and all my classmates and friends to get our own lunch boxes and water bottles made of steel instead of plastic. So yes, sir. So these are the ways in which teachers and peers supported me.
Has it been the same for you, Yadavi? How was your school and community experience?
Yes, sir. So my teachers given me a big support, sir. So in our parents teachers meeting also, they have created a presentation and they have shared in the smartboard, sir. It's really very impressive, sir. Not only in parent teacher meeting, they said that before coming to us, teachers also should collect some plastic materials. So before starting us, they have collected and they have shown us, sir. So not only me, sir, every friends have seen everything. And also before starting with us, I have started from my home, then my street, then my rural areas, sir.
Great, great. Lahari, would you like to add to that?
Yes, sir. In our school, the scenario was quite different because we had a really good approach to the topic. Generally, what will happen is the teachers will guide you through the topic, help you out, and it's not different. Our teachers have guided us from the starting. They've helped us in the way, but they have left the topic to us. They asked us to explore the topic on ourselves and try to teach it to each other, which was a really good way. It was like a stamp in our brain. Now it wouldn't leave. Even if we want to forget it, we can't. And we'll automatically, by default, since we know it so well, we follow it. Whenever we see something similar to the things we learned, it strikes to our mind that, oh, I can do this to implement. And my peers,
Because, yeah.
yeah, and my peers who were younger to me, I thought they wouldn't be very helpful. I should do the entire work, and they proved me entirely wrong. They have been very inspiring to work with. They knew more than me, actually. So today, if I'm here and having solutions in hand, it's mostly because of them.
Brilliant, brilliant. Prasanna, how was your school experience with the project?
My school experience, sir, I'm a new student for the school. And then even though, sir, I'm a new student, they took me in so well. And they started teaching me things that I've been left out behind. So they were very supportive, and then they started encouraging me as well. So there are many things I've done that I've never known before, and they're very helpful.
That's really, really great. So, also, just getting off topic, we'll of course cut this out from the. We'll cut this out from the recording. Could you all please not use the word sir so much in the conversation? We like to make it a conversation for the audience, an open one where people are talking about their experiences. Okay. So just go ahead with your answers without maybe any addresses. We all are here to listen to you. Okay. Is it okay for everyone? Give me a thumbs up for that. Cool. We'll go back to the podcast. We'll cut this out, no worries. In 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so my next question to you would be around, since we were talking about peers and since we were talking about friends, do you plan to include more of your friends? Do you plan to include more of schools in this project? Yadvi, I'd like to know from you.
Yes, sir. So not only I have given awareness to my street members, I have just given my neighbors are not from our school; they are from some other schools. So I have went to them and I have taught them about these plastics, and I have asked them to tell these points to their school also, sir. And also, if I'm getting any opportunity to speak in the area or to speak in front of a crowd, so I'm sure that I will share these things, sir.
Great, great. Lahari, anything to add from your end?
Yes. The final idea of gathering all the solutions was that we had separate groups working on different challenges of the single-use plastic. And at the end, we actually wanted to gather more people and get all the solutions together so that this time we're not making a small change and looking out for a big, like we're not taking a small step and looking out for a big change, but we are trying to take a big step and looking out for a really big impact.
Great. Really impactful decisions and ideas through your friends. Raghu, would you like to add from your end how you went on to your peers and friends about this project?
Yeah, it was at first it was challenging for me because everyone thinks that they know most of the information about plastic. But the thing is, plastic, single-use plastic, it is a really vast topic. So yes, I did plan to include more friends and student community to my plan of awareness, and I still do. In this way, I think everyone gets a chance or opportunity to learn more about this topic, and yeah, this can be useful at any time.
Super, super. Anyone to add? Prasanna, you were left, right?
Sir, I apologize, sir. The question was cut out because of the network connection.
So I was asking about how your peers and friends have been, influenced by you, or have you been trying to reach out to them? How has the response from your friends and your school circle has been?
So it was a very positive response from our peers and the people who have been working with. They also wanted to want to see a change
Okay.
in the society that we are living in.
Mhm.
So they were really supportive. We went on, our teams made want to make a huge change. So we did a project, as I mentioned before, of going on campaigning and all that stuff. Even though they are not from my school, they are actually my friends from my neighborhood.
Right.
That they have become a team, and then surveying. We started doing type of a survey, like a face-to-face survey, where people can get to know the reality of what they are in now, so that they don't how do I feel so that they don't make a bad society in the future, because we should start realizing it now only before it goes too bad. So we started saying such things.
That's a really powerful message, and that should reach to a lot of people as to how we should really start now. And there's no going back from this. I mean,
Yes.
there can't be any going back from this. Plastic has to, be contained and sustained in a way that we can save the earth. So moving on, in these personal initiatives that you've taken up, and the kind of campaigns that you've done outside school and in general about this project, who has been the biggest inspiration for you guys? Prasanna, we'd like to start from you. Like, tell me about it.
My biggest inspiration is my mentor, Hamilton ma'am. She was the one who had trusted me for this project, and then she was the one who had most of the trust in me. So I'll try to make that trust stabilized for her. So I'll try to do more, sir. Not only this, I've just started now, and I think that there's a long way to go. So we have to keep trying until the end. So I'll try to do that. She's my biggest inspiration out of all.
Really important. Raghavi, would you like to tell about yours?
Yes, so my school's eco club team, that is, whether it be students, teachers, and other teachers apart from the eco club, and even my neighbors have been my biggest inspiration, because I was really inspired and motivated by my school, that I can be the reason for the world to change. My vision of seeing the world plastic free is now so strong because of this, and I do still now believe that I am one of the change makers, that I can change the world becoming plastic free in future. So yes.
Yadvi, who's been your biggest inspiration?
Yes, so it's none other my coordinator, Paringla. She has trusted me, and it is my first opportunity, sir. So now I would like to share many things about things, and also my neighbors who's given me a big support. Not only my neighbors as well as my parents, but the main and good inspiration is none other only my coordinator. And also my mentor Vidya ma'am, she has been given me a big motivation, and she has taught me many things about plastics, and she has given me some points also.
Great. That's really great. Lahari, how about your inspiration?
Yes, sir. I have two inspirations in general. One of them are my parents. If I have to present an idea to you as to how I got inspired from them, is that one of my ideas is having a storage place near your entrance or exit, like your door or in your hall, and having your cloth bags, jute bags, all your steel bottles, steel cutlery in the place, and ready to go. When you're looking at your keys, you glance at the items there, and you feel like, if I need this, I can carry it. Very accessible. Similarly, my parents, we have storage place in our vehicles, right? Our bikes and cars. They keep a cloth or jute bag in it. And it's a really good thing that even if we are forgetting as to that moment, after we reach the place, we are like, it's okay, we have a bag in hand. And the way they say to the vendor or the shopkeeper that, no, we don't encourage polythene bags, we got our own bag, is really inspiring. And another inspiration to me is are the birds. Because when we see when they're making the nest, they make use of everything they can find, a twig to a dust particle to everything. And that shows how we can also make use of everything around us.
That's a very intricate way to look at how even the bird's nest can be such a good inspiration for sustainable living and sustainable environment. Really great. So we've been hearing a lot about this Changemakers Club from you guys, and about the Green Economy Club that you have been talking about. Could one of you take me through what exactly is the Changemakers Club that you've been referring to? Who'd like to take this up? Anyone?
Yes, sir. Um, the Changemakers Club is composed of 5 groups, and they are Green Economy, Readers Club, Social Structure, Health and Wellness, and the Technology group. And every time we get a topic to work on, we all look through the solutions, like how to find a solution in our own way. For example, in the Technology group, they try to spread awareness, they try to find ideas through their own medium, that is through technology. And in Social Structure, they try to work with the society, try to get a good rapport between the society, trying to give your ideas in a way where the others will automatically be persuaded and will agree to what you want to convey to the society. Health and wellness is where you're concentrating on your health and how it impacts your health, spreading awareness about how you have to take care of yourself and others. And Green Economy group is where we work on the environmental issues or any other issue in our own way, trying to connect it to the environment, showing compassion to everything around us, the environment, the animals. And then we have a readers club, which is actually a very interesting group because they try to spread awareness through literature, their own works of writing or the way they want to read in a very creative and fun way. The main motive is to make a change.
That is really inspiring and also motivating how through the school, all the students and through all of these clubs, one way or the other, awareness is getting raised. People are getting inspired. And I'm really, really impressed with all of you and also the whole school management about this, that they're doing something like this at their own levels and at a larger level to make a bigger change as well. And correctly said by every one of you that, small steps would lead to the kind of change we are looking at. So moving on to kind of the end of this discussion, but I'd like to know from each one of you about what are your future plans with the kind of personal initiatives that you have taken up at your personal levels. Tell me more about what would you want to do of those projects that you're doing. Prasanna, we'll start with you.
I think so. We have just started this project, and then we have a very long way to go, as I've mentioned before. So there is not just one way that you can spread awareness to people about the usage of plastic. There are so many other ways. So this one of the biggest way to spread awareness is technology. It's like very portable. It's very.
So how do you want to use the technology for your awareness project? I mean, what all do you want to tell me about that?
Yes, sir. I would like to create a platform on our own on this such topic called plastic of usage, and then we would like to write a few topics over there, or like make videos for the people where it can be very useful for them. But then I think so, even though we have technology, people can care less about it by thinking that, okay, this is like a very ongoing topic. So it's very common for us to see this topic everywhere around now. So instead of this, in the future, I would like to go up and make a team for myself, and then going on campaigning, going from house to house, if it's possible for me at that time. So during my free time, I would like to do such things on both sides, using technology as well as the reality as well. Going
really it would be. Raghavi, would you like to take us through your future plans of the project that you've taken up?
Yes, sometimes even I feel that my future plans are really big, and even I think that I can do this someday. So one thing is trying to make my city plastic free and increasing its carbon footprints. And one thing which my school introduced to me, which is new, is Eco Brick. So most of us know what is Eco Brick. That is, Eco Brick is a plastic bottle that is packed with used single-use plastic. So it can be used as building blocks, like we can use it to make furniture, even houses. So yeah, this is one step in which I have introduced to my plastic usage, to reduce my plastic usage after my school introduced me to the No Plastic Initiative. And yeah, this is connected to my future plan, because I have a sort of wish to make as many as eco bricks as possible and make something beautiful for my house or for the city. Yeah.
So on the idea of this eco brick sounds very interesting. So could you tell us more about what eco brick is, and also is the school doing anything about this whole idea of eco bricks to buildings, to using plastic to make buildings?
It was recently introduced to our eco club. Like, it is just in a single-use plastic bottle. Like, we get water, juices, and all in plastic bottles. So we use those plastic bottles and we fill it up with single-use plastics, like whether it be covers, chocolate wrappers, biscuit wrappers, or something like that. We just fill it up, and until it's tight, like we can't compress it, we fill it up that much, and then we can make anything we want.
It's really great. Anybody else wants to add to this eco brick and how you guys have been learning about eco brick?
Sir, can I?
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, please.
My future plans are nothing but there are only few times for us to share this awareness. Now I'm just going once or twice a week. I'm just going to my neighbors. I couldn't cover more houses. So now I'm going to every house and collecting some plastic materials. And our vacation starts now. So we thought of making something creative using the single-use plastics. As our school taken a big quantity of plastics, and they have just made an eco bricks for our kindergarten kids garden. It's really a very challenging one. So just like that, for this vacation, we thought of doing some good things for our environment. So just yesterday we started our conversation, and our planning is going on. And also I started recycling the plastic materials. And also I have made some alternative ways of using plastics, that's nothing but glass materials, bamboos, and etc. So, and also I have made it some decorative materials for my home as well as for my neighborhood, and I also may have plastic medals and given to them. So now I would like to share some of the images which have was been done for recycling the plastic.
Is that a plant? That's a plant, I believe. Yes.
Yes, sir, it's a plant.
Okay, that's super great.
And also using some plastic, just I have prepared using plastic carry bag, I have cut it and prepared a duplicate flower.
That's really great. Thank you very much, Yadavi. These pictures, all of them are so inspiring and so motivating as well, in the sense that you're using things which are just available at every home. Things like pots, things like water bottles, things like plastic containers, and you can do so much with them. It is really, really motivating. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you, sir.
So, who else, in terms of EcoBrick, would like to add something to it? Larry, you have something to say?
Sir, most of the solutions we came up with are ready-made. We don't need to keep any efforts to it, because thinking of like empathizing with others, even we know that we will not sit and spend much time on making a lot of crafts. So it's better to have something quick and nice. And my approach towards the solutions for the future is that I want to make the solutions universal, which can be followed by most of the people, no matter where they live, no matter who they are. And also, another very recent approach to how to spread awareness is that we decided to make bookmarks and a few really good and creative things, and writing a small message behind it, so that writing that, for example, a bookmark which we made during the project.
Wow, that's
And we
very
have written a small message behind it saying that make a corner near your main door and store bottles, jute bags, and steel cutlery. So whenever they are looking at it, if not the first time, at least the fifth time they read it, they'll feel like following it. So that is the approach towards a really good sustainability of single-use plastic.
So another question that pops up in my mind after listening about eco bricks and what all these no plastic projects have been doing through eco bricks. Yadvi, would you like to take us through what eco bricks are and how your school and your friends are doing some campaigns through it?
Of course. So we have collected every plastic materials, not only single-use plastics, the main plastics which we are using in our daily life also. So we have taken some plastic water bottles. Inside that we have holded some single-use plastics like spoon, straw, then polythene carry bags and many more. Then using our van drivers, we have just prepared a roof for a kindergarten kids garden. It's none other, we have just using a fire hole, we have just hold in the cap of the water bottle. Then just using some springs, we have attached every water bottles. So it takes minimum more than 100 lines. So for one line, it takes minimum 10 water bottles. Now we have covered 75 rows. So still 75 rows are pending, and now the work is going on. So the main thing which is inspired us to do this is on maximum on 12 o'clock, our kids are just playing in the playground. So many sun rays are just damaging them. So by seeing them, my teachers get inspired and they have done this ideas. So making shelter is not a very big thing, but using plastic, we are making shelter is a very important thing. We can make some bake with some cloth or we can make some cement. But the main thing which my school has inspired us to do in single-use plastics. So, and also in between there are some holes. We have just covered with plastic carry bags. So, and also the rain will not enter into the ground as well as the sun rays cannot be entered into the ground. So our children can play safe and happily. So by seeing these inspirations, so there are 1 month vacation is there. So yesterday we just started discussing just like this, we have taken a big quantity of plastics and let us start doing something good for environment.
That's really motivating as well. You talked about a shelter idea, like you're building some shelters. Could you take us through what those shelters are and for whom you're building them?
So I didn't get your question.
The shelters of these eco bricks that you're talking about. Could you take us through a little bit of that? What are these shelters and who are you going to use them for our audience?
Of course. So just collecting water bottles. Many of the van drivers are there who can be help us to make this, and also a big thank you for them. So we have just holded many plastic materials inside them, and also there are some gaps. We can't just completely cover the area using plastic water bottles alone. Using polythene carry bags, we just covered every places, so the rain drops cannot come inside the playground, and also the playground materials cannot be damaged.
That's really, really great. Quite an interesting project and quite great how all of you students are moving with it. The time impact as to say that you aware, you made your friends aware, you made your family aware, but there was something that you saw and you were like, yes, this is what I've achieved. Anything to add to that?
Yes, sir. Like even without me saying, there are few friends and family members who have been inspired by what I am doing, because I am always trying to avoid my plastic usage. So people after seeing that, they'll be like, "Oh, Raghavi does this. Let me also try this." Or yeah, it's very inspiring. They say it in front of me. So at that time, I really feel it very inspiring. And few days before I was walking up the stairs, I saw a house in which they had planted saplings in a plastic water bottle and plastic water cans and all of that. I was like, wow, people wish the same thing which I think. So yeah, I really feel very happy, and more than happy, I feel motivated, I can say.
That's super, super great. Anyone else would like to add it?
May I, sir?
Yes, please.
So it's not that people had a huge impact on what I'm saying. It's not that I say it's okay, but then it depends upon them if they want to take up upon the challenge of like reducing the usage of plastic in their lives. So I can do as much as I can, and it depends on them if they want to try it out for themselves or if they just don't want to do it and then spoil their lives later with their own hands later. Yes.
Really, really great. It has been a wonderful discussion with all of you, and of course, none of us want to end it, but of course, we have to conclude it and conclude the conversation as well. It has been really inspiring to meet all of you, even though virtually, and I wish someday all of us come to visit you or probably meet you and look at your projects that you've grown so well and evolved after a point in future that people are looking up to you and talking about sustainability and awareness. Thank you very, very much, everybody. Raghavi, Yadavi, Lahari, and Prasanna, all of you, thank you very much for joining us. And thank you very much, all the audience, for joining us for this podcast. It was really great to have you all. Have a good day.